Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Rhyme of the Times for the weekend in 3rd of January 2026. El-Fattah's obscene tweets have been seen. Top honours for Elba, Torville and Dean. USA measures seem extreme, but for Trump the end justifies the means, as it means the end of Maduro's regime. Joshua loses two of his close team. A Swiss bar where skiers convene turns into a terrifying scene. We mourn the death of a French queen of the silver screen. The week began with part 2 of the tale of the Egyptian dissident who spent 12 years in jail. Some unsavoury historical messages of text were uncovered from El-Fattah's account on X, suggesting his advocacy of democracy isn't quite what it was cracked up to be. In fact, it appears he had taken a knife and stabbed it through the heart of the British way of life. And so the PM expressed having serious qualms about welcoming this activist with such open arms. And Tories want him stripped of his citizenship and sent back to Egypt on a one-way trip. Anthony Joshua's career has floundered of late, having once been world champion at heavyweight. But on Monday, this iconic name of British sport found himself in a fight of a different sort, fighting the grief of two of his closest friends, meeting their sudden, unexpected end, knowing he was so near yet somehow so far when they passed away in the front seats of his car. Near Lagos in Nigeria, the big puncher was sat in the back when his Lexus got a puncture. He survived, but two good friends he cherished, Sinagami and Latsayadeli, sadly perished. On Friday, the driver of the vehicle was charged for causing the death of two of Joshua's entourage. From the African heat to Europe's icy cold, another tragedy was about to unfold, another grief-filled tale to be told, as 2026 was barely 1 hour old. A tumultuous year had only just expired when a Swiss ski bar in the Alps caught fire. 116 were hurt but got out alive. So far, 40 are known to have not survived. La Constellation in Crans, Montana was the venue for this flaming drama. An investigation is in its early days to find out exactly what caused the blaze, but sparklers set off in celebration seems to be a likely explanation. And early reports on the venue would suggest safety standards were generally not the best. Recently, the US has launched strikes in places where they suspect Islamic State has formed bases. 2 weeks ago, they hit northern Syria, and on Christmas Day, they struck Nigeria. A Christmas present to the terrorists, Trump had crowed, as he threatened more violence coming down the road. And with his threats to invade other nations, has Trump ditched his policy of isolation? Canada, Panama, Greenland all mentioned with what seems to be expansionist intentions. And now he's hinting that US might intervene to help bring down the Iranian regime. And despite his MAGA fans starting to ask questions, he's getting a taste for foreign interventions. For several months now, there's been an ongoing row as Trump wanted Maduro ousted somehow. Finally, on Saturday, it seems his patience snapped and he had the Venezuelan leader kidnapped. The US military, precise and courageous, carried out an operation quite outrageous. In and out of Caracas, quick as lightning, daring and impressive as well as frightening. Around 150 copters and planes involved to execute Operation Absolute Resolve. The Venezuelan president and his wife taken with no loss of American life. In under 3 hours, in the dead of night, caught by surprise and frozen with fright, Maduro's inner circles seemed to put up little fight, and he and his wife were on an outbound flight. Bundled onto that plane, figures of global shame, with Trump able to claim he had achieved his aim. Meanwhile, the UN looked on open-mouthed as the rules-based system headed further south. Trump acting ever more like a dictator. He only informed Congress several hours later, when the mission had been completed without failure and all US forces were clear of Venezuela. Maduro and his wife will now face a New York court with several drug-related charges being brought. So what happens to his country now Maduro's gone? It seems Trump makes it up as he goes along. For 4 decades, Torville and Dean have been the great British ice-dancing king and queen, and Thursday's announcement of the honours list means they're now Dame Jane Torville and Sir Christopher Dean. Also knighted was Idris Elba, star of the screen, and Serena Wiegman, the soccer manager supreme, who was named an honorary dame for leading our team of lionesses to fulfill a nation's dreams, winning another Euros to lift national esteem and unleash in Basel in July such joyful scenes. On Sunday at 91, Brigitte Bardot passed away, an iconic French actress and model in her day, someone about whom so much was written, having so many men smitten, often bitten, acquired a nickname as the Sex Kitten. In 1973, from performing, she said she was quitting. Thereafter she became something of a recluse, devoting herself to animal rights issues and becoming known for her extreme right-wing views.